What is up, good people of the internet? We are back once again, and as you can see, we're going to be doing a review on this helmet. Now, what you're looking at here is the HJC RPHA 91, or the RPHA 91, which is their newest modular helmet. And if you've seen any of my other reviews, you know I do have a nice little helmet collection, and I'm always looking for something that does the job a little better. My other modular helmet is my LS2. Great, has some good features, chin bar flips all the way up in the back and everything like that. My only issue with that helmet, it's that it's for a round head. So what happens is when you're wearing it for long periods of time, I get pain on the very front of my forehead. And I'm not the only one. I've had riders tell me the same when they use it. So when this one came out, I was really excited for a few reasons. First of all, if you've ridden modular helmets in the past or whatever, the biggest turnoff was lifting up that chin bar and just that flying squirrel effect, right? Like you couldn't really ride it with the helmet in the up position unless you had, you know, a big fairing like on a road glide or something like that, and even that depended on the speed you were going. This helmet, very much like the LS2, advertises that you can actually ride this with the chin bar in the up position, and I'll show you that in a second. The second reason that really turned me onto this was the fact that Champion Helmets, and if you don't know who they are, go look them up on YouTube. They do excellent reviews on all the new helmets. They put them through all these tests and they rank them with a lot more technicality than I'm going to give you today, to be honest with you. But this helmet was rated as the quietest helmet they've ever tested. Now you can go and look at their channel and see how many helmets they tested, but that stood out to me. And a quiet helmet is extremely important to me, not only, you know, to keep the ears in good conditions over a prolonged period of time, but also, you know, I talk in the helmet and stuff like that. So clarity is an issue, and I'm hoping that this helmet is as advertised and does fit the bill for what I'm looking for. But let's get into it. So the price for this helmet starts at about $549. This is the 2XL. I know, I got a big head. It's about 25 inches in circumference. So if you're using your tape trying to figure out your size, if you're 25 or just under 25 right in that area, get the 2XL. It fits me just fine, but I do have a lot of hair as well. But the 2XL, it cost $554 from Revzilla. That's who I got it from. I love to get things from them because you get it in a few days and you get points for your next thing. So win-win, right? The shell is made of what they call PIM Evo, which is their fancy name for like a carbon fiber Kevlar and fiberglass shell. And you know, technically, I don't know, maybe it's safer. But it comes in 4 shell sizes, which is good because you'll get a much better fit. So you have a shell size for the extra small and the small. You have a shell size for the medium. You have a shell size for large and a shell size for the extra large and the 2XL, I believe. So that provides a more dialed in fit, if you could say, right? It's actually pretty light at around 3.5 pounds. It's only slightly heavier than my Shoei RF 1400, which is standard full face. So that's impressive because with modular helmets, with all the mechanisms and everything like that, you can expect them to weigh more. So also a good thing, right? It is only DOT certified, probably common amongst, you know, all modular helmets. You're not going to go racing on a track with a modular helmet, I don't think, unless they let you, right? It does come with a pin lock, which is great because when I tried to look up the pin lock inserts for this, the only ones I saw were available overseas. Even Revzilla and all these other sites that I normally go to didn't have them. And so the fact that it came in box, that was great because I was worried about that. Also, pretty interesting, when I went looking for that insert, is that I saw they had basically a photochromatic insert. So that would just turn a little darker depending on how the sun's hitting it. And I thought that was interesting too. but I don't know how much of a necessity that is, but we'll get to that in a second here. So like I said, it includes the pin lock shield. There is an adjustable sun visor in here, which again, standard feature on most modular helmets. I don't know if you can see that. It's down, then it's up. The cool thing about what HJC does with their sun visor is, if I can remember how to take this thing off, they have an adjustable switch right here. So you can set that visor in 3 different positions. So you can make it a little higher, and medium, or even lower. But not only that, as it gets lower, it also tips away from your face. So I know, you know, with old modular helmets, sometimes that visor come and just clock you in the nose. Well, this one will not do that unless you've got a serious schnoz. In that case, stick to open face. But, so yeah, so there's 3 switches here. You just pull it up and pull it down, and that will adjust the height and distance of the sun visor. Where I have it right now, it's all the way in the up position, and it's, you know, it's this tiny little gap right here. So I think that's pretty cool. What else we got going on? So it also has a locking chin bar. So again, let's go back to what I was saying before. HJC says you can ride this with the helmet in, with the chin bar in the upper position. And the little switch to do that is just a little red lever here, and you're just gonna pull it away from the chin, and it comes right up real smooth, real easy. Now, if you notice the profile, just the aerodynamics of it, it's really low profile. Kind of see it more from the back here. It's like an even swoop. So the air, as the air comes across it, it's not going to pull you up by your neck, all right? And we're going to find out, because I'm going to take this on the bike, and we're going to see how fast we can go with the chin bar in the upper position, for science, of course. But yeah, so you can put it up, and then you have a little red thing right here. You push that up, the visor will not come down. Oh. Okay, the visor will not come down. I guess I didn't have it all the way up. And then there's a little silver release thing here. So here, I'll lock it again for you, and then I'll push that, and then the red thing comes back down. Boom, you can close your helmet again. Very cool, neat. We'll take it on the road. We'll see how it really holds up. What else? Well, we're here in South Florida, right? So ventilation is extremely important, and also one of the reasons why I wanted another modular helmet, because when you're in traffic, and you know, right now it's 90 degrees inside, you know, so when you're at a red light or you're stuck in traffic, say on the beach or wherever in South Florida, I like a full face helmet because I'm an aggressive rider and I don't like dirt and everything kicking me in the face. So 9 times out of 10, I'm wearing a full face. So this gives me the option, flip it up, and the most ventilation you're gonna get, right? So there's a vent in the front, and what's interesting about this vent here, I don't know if you guys can even see that, is that there's multiple positions for this vent. So it actually pulls away, I don't know if you can see that, but it pulls away from the chin bar. So you've got 3 positions. You've got halfway open, and fully closed. You also have a really big vent on the top that sucks in air. You have 2 what are more like exhaust vents on the side right above the visor, and that's designed to work in conjunction with this. The air comes up in, pushes the hot air out right above your visor. And on there's also a real exhaust port as well, so you can rock this thing fully open, and I imagine the airflow is going to be really well. Champion rated the ventilation as really good as well. Definitely recommend you check that video out. I will leave a link in the description down below for those of you guys interested in the actual technical tests for this helmet. So another thing is, when you lift the chin bar up, check this out, ready? Pay attention to the chin curtain. The chin curtain actually moves. I don't know if you guys can see that. but it actually moves. So when the helmet's up, it kind of flattens out so it's not affected by the wind. And as you push it down and when you lock it in, that chin curtain locks back up toward your chin. So I thought that was cool. You know, sometimes you lose a little chin curtain or whatever, but so they really thought this helmet out well. What else do we got? Integration. So myself personally, I run Cardos. I got the PackTalk Bold. I've got the PackTalk Edge. I like them. I use them. I'm not a big fan of integrated comm systems. I think if you're going to do an integrated comm system as a helmet manufacturer, there should be some universal plate, right? Or at least an adapter, a universal adapter, where you can take advantage of the integrated parts that they've designed into the helmet for aerodynamics and wind and stuff like that, and use that plate or that standard size for whatever comm you get, because comms are not cheap. So I don't think anybody wants an individual comm for each helmet that has an integrated system. But with that being said, HJC uses their comm system, which is made by Senna. I think it's a 21B and a 50B. The 21B is going to have one controller on one side. The 50B is going to have a controller on each side. I think the only difference is the 50B uses the mesh technology, which the Cardos use, right? And if you're going integrated, there's also a hole here for the battery pack, so the cover comes off. The battery pack locks in place. I get it. I get why the integrated thing sounds attractive, but to be married to one comm system, for somebody like me who runs multiple helmets for multiple occasions, I'd rather just pop it off, pop it on the next one. So in another video, I will attempt to install my Cardo on this as well, and then figure out the whole GoPro setup for myself as well. So if you guys are interested in watching me do that, just comment down below. So that's about all the nerding I can get into this helmet. It fits really well. In fact, we'll put it on for you real quick. For a brand new helmet, I don't feel like I get the full chipmunk effect. And you know, I've got pretty good sized cheeks here. But there we are, fully up position, right? The helmet has really nice aerodynamic lines. When you see it in person, it's a real handsome helmet for what it is, right? So we'll drop the visor here. Again, this is the visor in with the switch all the way up, and it is slightly past my nose, but it's not hitting it. I can actually slide a whole finger behind it, and that's about how much space I have. Visor up. There we go. I don't feel like I'm wearing a giant egg on my head. And also, you know, it locks in pretty good. One thing I will say is, as that chin guard is lowering, it does hit my beard. So I do, if I don't hold it myself, it'll get caught on my beard. So I just pull it down a little, let it clear the bottom of my beard, and then boom, into position. There's the visor all the way down with the shield up. Just a little crack in here and just a little bit of space here. So I'll play with that and let you guys know what the best settings is. It does lock in the up position very well, which is nice. It's got a nice little click to it when you do that. And other than that, I think that's it. So if you want to get into the internals here, there is an integrated neck roll that kind of covers everything, attaches to your cheek pads and everything. I think this is probably how, you know, they were able to get the helmet so quiet in those test results. And yeah, you know me. I think the best thing to do right now, take it on the road. I'll take it on both bikes and just ride like I ride and make any changes, and whatever I think works for me. Of course, I'll let you guys know. But once you guys come with me, we'll hop on one of these bikes and we'll see how it does on the road. All right, so out here on the road on this hot, sunny day. I've got the visor down, but the sun visor up, just to get an idea of the field of view with the visor itself.
I don't feel like it's constricted in any way, shape, or form. I can see all over, including down at my speedometer, without moving my helmet, which is good. It's super bright out here, so I'm gonna put down the visor. I would say the visor is good for right now. We're about to hop on the highway, so we'll see how it performs at highway speeds. And with the visor up, I'm sorry if this gets a little windy, guys. You know, I'm gonna have to try to test this with full face, so if it gets really loud, I may just dub it over. So bear with me if it's too loud here, but with the visor up and the sun visor down, it actually feels good. There's a good bit of air coming in, like right below my nose, or right below my nose. It's almost like it's blowing the air like right into my mouth. Let me see what I got. Okay, so this vent here is now in the all the way open position. And I believe the rest of my vents are all up as well. Yep. So I really am a big fan of the visor notch here to raise it and lower it on the side of the helmet, not directly in front. Not only because I use the GoPro, but also I noticed that the locking mechanisms in front, like on my Shoei or whatever, once they're locked, it's not easy. And I guess that's a good thing when you're racing. But when you got a GoPro attached to a chin mount and you're trying to put your thumb in there and wedge your visor up, ventilation is good. Sounds good. Not a lot of wind noise. I'm moving my helmet around. I don't feel any buffeting or anything like that. I'm doing a pretty decent speed right now. I know you can't tell because you're mounted there, but I'm going 5 above the speed limit, and it's cutting the wind pretty nice. It's not loud in here. No whistling. I think this chin curtain does a good job, along with the neck roll. Oh wow. Yeah, so when you lift the inner sun visor up with this vent open, let me see. Oh yeah, you can really feel this wind here just kind of go over your forehead from the bottom up, like it's rushing over the visor. That's really nice. And in true Florida fashion, it's raining. Doesn't look like it's going to be too bad, but I guess we'll see how she performs in the rain too, right? I'll also say that the visor and pin lock is clear. Seems to be a pretty good quality. No struggle seeing through it. Yeah, I would say with this open, this is halfway, all the way. This is good. I don't know how I feel about how the way that looks though, right? With it all the way open, looks like I got an underbite. But it does the job. It's about 185 degrees today. Tighten it down. So that shield, I mean, I'm doing pretty good. Let's see. All right, so that might be an issue for some. Shield up. Maybe it's just the height of my windshield, but as you can see, it doesn't want to stay up at high speeds. And of course, the second I put up the chin bar, it's starts to rain again. So yeah, so far I would say that's my only gripe is it looks like, at least in my case, I'll try this again on the Street Bob as well. I'm on the Road King, I know you guys can't see that. Is that windshield not having a strong lock at the top. Yeah. All right, shield down. Really negative so far, and not sure if there's something I can do about it yet without getting a taller windshield, but just keep that in mind. If you thought about riding shield up, visor down, or your glasses, or whatever. I'm doing about 60 right now. Whoop, there it is. 60 miles an hour. Sun visor locks up, good. It's not drooping. Alright, so we're leaving the alley here. I wanted to try the helmet. The glasses on. My boy with me again. We might have to run it back, that little race we did on the Street Bob, if you haven't seen that video. My Street Bob versus 2022 Triumph Triple RS. The bike's a beast. We're just having fun with it though. So yeah, even with the visor down, the glasses fit good. There's no extra pressure on my temples or anything like that. I had the bike up above 80 with the chin bar in the upper position. It's good, it's rideable. Once you hit about 100, you can really start to feel the turbulence, the pull on your helmet. Now, this thing is not designed to ride visor up and at 100 miles an hour, I would imagine. But it still performed pretty good. It was manageable. It's just something you gotta keep an eye on. You could see my head kind of bobbing back and forth a little bit as it was catching the wind. It's actually pretty windy today. And yeah, I think for regular riding, you can have this sucker all the way up and no worries. All right, so we're on the Street Bob. I got the sun visor down. Doing about 40. I just wanted to see if the characteristics of the helmet change with the height of the visor on, you know, each bike, etc., etc. And so far, this is good. Really nice. I haven't messed with the height of the sun visor yet. I haven't really felt the need to. I think it's at a good height right here. It's actually covering the tip of my nose. Alright, so the big question for me, and my only gripe with the helmet so far, is that the helmet visor drops down pretty quick. And I'm doing it again on this bike just to see, like I said, the variables are the height of the the windshield on my other bike and just the dynamics of how the wind hits my helmet on that bike compared to this bike. But there doesn't seem to be like a cracked open indent position, if that makes any sense. And maybe that's by design because this is modular and you have all those other things, but to me, you can't ride it with the helmet up and the visor down. Oh, yeah. Looks like 60 is the magic number. Yep, right around 60, 65. And I guess that's not bad. And that looks like more rain. So I think the only other thing to check on this helmet on this bike is how much drag is going to be created with the chin bar in the upper position like you see here. On the highway, on the Road King, we were doing pretty decent speeds. And you could feel a little bit of drag. But it was certainly manageable, and I didn't feel strained on the time that I was on the bike, and that was probably for a good solid hour of riding. So we'll give it a shot on this, but overall I am impressed with the helmet. It is quiet as advertised. Ventilation's good, and riding with the chin bar up, that's to me, that's the best feature. All right, let's try it. All right. Well, that time it passed with flying colors as far as any drag on the helmet or anything. I didn't feel any. And I was doing almost, I was over 90, I can tell you that. And I didn't feel any pull on my helmet. Mind you, this visor is lower. I believe this is the 11 and a half compared to what I have on the Road King. And that's not really apples for apples because the height of the headlight and, you know, where you sit in the bike as opposed to on the bike on the Road King, the position is not exactly the same, but the Road King's windshield comes, I would say, just below my nose, whereas this windshield, I would say it's probably closer to the bottom of my chin. And so far, no turbulence. Probably need to take it on the highway, but I was doing highway speed, so for what it's worth, it performed really well. But yeah, I would say so far I'm definitely impressed with the helmet. It's got some great features. Just to recap, adjustable sun visor, chin bar that can be ridden in the upright position, highway speeds, I think we've proven that. Quiet helmet, certainly, that much is pretty evident right away. And aerodynamic, I think it's handsome, it's comfortable. My only gripe would be the indent on the visor, lack of a cracked open position, and just how easily it closes at about 60 miles an hour. So we're just going to wrap this up here. If you like videos like this, you know what to do. Like and subscribe. Appreciate you guys spending time watching these videos, and I'll catch you on the next one.